Hello mga ka-learners! Welcome back again sa ating YouTube channel, Teacher Ako. So for this video, we will be talking about evaluative research. So bago natin i-discuss ang ating evaluative research, syempre po-promote muna natin ang ating YouTube channel, Teacher Ako. So in this YouTube channel, you will be able to upgrade your research and language skills. So kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribe, click mo na yung subscribe button dyan at click natin yung notification bell para updated tayo sa mga bagong YouTube tutorials natin sa ating channel. Also, kung meron kayong suggestions, comments, possible things na gusto nyong ipagawa in future videos natin, pwede nyong ilagay yan sa ating comment section. So with that, let's start discussing evaluative research design. So ano ba ito? So when we say evaluative research design, this is a methodology used to assess effectiveness, value, or impact of a program, policy, practice, or intervention. So what is the goal of this? So this is to determine how well something works, how it can be improved, and whether it achieves its intended outcomes. So, ginagawa natin ito, mga ka-learners, para at least ma-check natin kung ang ginagawa natin ay nag-work ba, kailangan ba natin itong i-improve, o kaya yung target ba nating outcome ay na-achieve ba? Kaya natin to ginagawa, yung evaluative research design. Meron ba tayong program na gustong i-implement? Na-achieve ba ito or what? So as we move along, i-discuss natin yan, yung thorough explanation at papaano ginagamit ang evaluative research. Evaluative research is crucial in various fields. So nagagamit natin to at sometimes challenging siya sa education, healthcare, social services, and business as it provides insights into the performance and efficiency of programs and initiatives. So doon natin ginagamit ang ating evaluative research. Ano yung mga key characteristics of evaluative research? So we only have 6. Una, purpose-driven. So the primary aim of evaluative research is to assess the effectiveness or impact of a specific program. Pwede ring specific intervention or treatment or a particular policy implemented in a particular institution, halimbawa sa school, ganyan. This involves evaluating how well the program meets its objectives and identifying areas for improvement. Another, criteria and standards. Evaluative research uses predefined criteria and standards to judge the success of the program or intervention. These criteria are based on the goals and objectives of the program. Ang pangatlong key characteristic naman niya ay yung data collection. So, data is collected through various methods, such as, pwede yung survey natin, yung mga structured research instruments natin. Pwede yan. Pwede ring interviews, observations, and document reviews. For example, may available data na tayo or document na tayo kasi na-accomplish na yung program na yon. Pwede natin balikan yung mga document reviews na yan or document na available na yan. The choice of method depends on the nature of the program and the evaluation goals. So kung anong method ng data collection natin na gagamitin, nakadepende yan kung anong klaseng method of the program or nature of the program or yung evaluation goals ng researcher. Yung pang-apat na key characteristic naman niya ay yung comparison. So evaluative research often involves comparing the outcomes of the program or intervention against benchmarks or standards. Ayan. This may include comparing pre- and post-intervention data or comparing outcomes with a control group. So syempre, meron tayong pre-implementation at saka post-implementation. Pwede natin yun i-compare. Okay, i-compare natin kung ano ba, may pagbabago ba or wala. Next, yung panglima naman na key characteristic ng evaluative research design ay stakeholder involvement. So, ano to? So, siyempre aware naman tayo sa mga stakeholders natin. Pwede itong halimbawa sa school, mga parents, ayan, mga students, ayan. Yung mga LGUs natin, ayan, pwede yung mga yan, ang ating mga stakeholders sa particular school. So, ano tong stakeholder involvement na to? We are engaging in this kind of research the stakeholders such as program participants, ayan, funders, yan, yung mga, halimbawa, meron donors or sponsors, and staff in the evaluation process helps ensure that the evaluation addresses relevant concerns and provides actionable insights. And lastly, reporting and recommendations. So this is one of the key characteristics as well of evaluative research. The findings from evaluative research are compiled into reports that provide detailed analysis, conclusions, and recommendations for improvement or continuation of the program. Ito naman talaga yung isa sa mga strengths ng ating evaluative research. Ito talaga yung isa sa mga pinaka-point niya, yung point of improvement at saka continuation ng particular program na nire-research natin. So, ito yung mga key characteristics of evaluative research design. Okay. Next. Ano naman yung mga uri ng evaluation na ina-apply natin sa evaluative research design? Ito yung mga possible things na pwede natin gawin. Una, formative evaluation. So this is conducted during the development or implementation of a program to provide feedback for improvement. So kung ganito yung target natin, ang tawag sa evaluation na ginagawa natin ay formative. Pangalawang uri naman ng evaluation na ginagawa sa evaluative research. Summative evaluation yun. So, it is conducted after the completion of a program to assess its overall effectiveness and outcome. So, pagkatapos natin ma-implement or completion ng program, doon natin kinakandak itong summative evaluation na to. Ano naman yung pangatlo? Process evaluation. This focuses on how a particular program was implemented and whether it was delivered as planned. So, yung process of implementation niya ng particular program na yan. For example, ang program natin will be the remedial reading program na we implement in a particular school. So, magpo-focus tayo yung process of implementation niya at kung papaano ba, kung yung delivery ba niya is nagawa as planned. Yun yung process evaluation natin na kinakandak na pwede natin i-conduct sa ating evaluative research. At ang panghuli naman ay yung impact evaluation. This one assesses the extent to which the program achieved its intended outcomes and the broader effects on the target population. Yun naman yung impact evaluation. When we say impact, yung epekto nung program na yun sa na-achieve man niya yung intended outcomes natin, kung program yan, na-achieve man niya yung intended outcomes niya, ano ba yung effect niya sa target population niya. For example, ang target population niya ay yung mga group of high school students na particular sample size natin yan. So, na-achieve ba niya? Okay, na-implement ba siya? Okay? Na-achieve ba lahat yung mga targeted outcomes niya? Ayan, nandun lahat yon. Okay? Next. Ito yung, uulitin ko, ito yung mga apat na uri ng process of evaluation, or should I say evaluation, na pwede natin gawin sa ating evaluative research design. Next, what are now the example evaluative research designs? Saan mga particular na sample programs na pwedeng gawin ang ating evaluative research? So, pwede to sa educational program. So, for example, you are evaluating the effectiveness of a new teaching method on student learning outcomes. For example, merong particular teaching method na gusto mong i-assess kung effective ba siya or hindi. Pwede mong i-apply ang evaluative research. Meron ba isang particular teaching method na in-apply sa inside the classroom, ganyan. Gusto mong i-evaluate yung effectiveness niya. Nakuha ba yung possible target ng learning outcome sa ating mga students or sa inyong mga students na nakikinig ngayon. So, pwede siyang i-apply sa educational program. Pangalawa, healthcare interventions. Pwede mong i-apply sa, for example, gusto mong i-assess yung impact of a new health promotion campaign on patient behaviors or health outcomes. Pwede natin i-apply ulit ang ating evaluative research design. Pangatlo, for example, social programs. Ayan. You want to evaluate the success of a community development project in improving local quality of life. Ayan, sa mga learners natin dito na focus nila sa society or sa community. Ganyan. Pwede ito. Sa mga, for example, social workers, ganyan, pwede nilang i-apply ang evaluative research design. Pang-apat, business initiatives, assessing the effectiveness of a new employee training program on productivity and job satisfaction. Ayan, particular training program, effectiveness niya for the productivity and job satisfaction. Pwede natin i-apply ang evaluative research design. So ulitin ko, pwede siya sa educational program, pwede siya sa healthcare intervention, pwede siya sa social programs, at pwede rin siya sa business initiatives. Next, syempre may mga advantages ang ating evaluative research design. Una, it improves effectiveness. So this kind of research design provides insights that can help improve the design and implementation of programs and interventions. Kamukha nung sinabi ko kanina, na-emphasize ko na kinakonduct natin talaga tong evaluative research na to para makita natin yung point of improvement kung meron pa ba sa program na yon. Pwede pa natin siyang improve kung meron tayong nakitang lapses, pwede natin yung masuggest kung sino man yung gumawa ng program na ini-implement na yun, pwede natin maibigay ang ating research output at para malaman niya kung ano yung mga nakita nating point of improvements. Pangalawa, informs decision making. So this one helps stakeholders make informed decisions about continuing, modifying, or discontinuing programs like what I have said a while ago. Kasi involve yung mga stakeholders natin dito. Lalo-lalo na yung mga gumawa ng program na to. Pwede nilang i-continue kasi nakita nila sa research natin na maganda naman pala yung nagiging outcome ng program na yon. Pwede nilang i-continue. Ngayon, may nakita tayong lapses na point of improvement like what I have said a while ago. Pwede nilang i-improve or i-modify ang kanilang program. Na meron silang nakita doon na pwede pang palitan, ganyan, i-modify nila. O kaya, nakita nila sa result ng ating research na hindi pala kaaya-aya o kaya naman ay hindi na meet yung target outcomes, pwede nilang i-discontinue yung program na ini-implement nila base sa nakita nilang result sa ginawa nating evaluative research. At ang pangatlo, accountability. This one ensures that resources are used efficiently and that programs achieve their intended outcomes. So uulitin ko, ito yung mga advantages niya. Improves effectiveness, informs decision-making, and accountability. Siyempre, kung meron tayong advantages, meron din tayong mga limitations na kailangan i-consider when we conduct evaluative research. Una, resource-intensive. This can require significant time and resources to conduct comprehensive evaluation. Siyempre, kung program yung ini-evaluate natin yan, siyempre kailangan muna natin makita yung process niya at papaano siya na-implement. That is why it can require ample time and possible resources when we conduct comprehensive evaluation. Pangalawa, bias and subjectivity. The evaluation process may be influenced by the perspectives of stakeholders or evaluators as well. Lalong-lalo na kung ang basehan natin yung mga filed documents na nagawa na or available na. At pangatlo, complexity. Evaluating complex programs or interventions may involve multiple variables and factors, making it challenging to isolate specific impacts or effects. Ito yung tatlo na limitations ng ating evaluative research. Resource intensive, bias and subjectivity, and the third one is complexity. So, mga ka-learners, lagi natin tandaan na yung evaluative research design is essential for understanding the value and impact of programs and interventions, leading to informed improvements and more effective practices. Ito talaga yung kailangan nating tatandaan when we conduct evaluative research design. Ito na yung pinakahihintay natin. Ano ba yung mga possible research titles using evaluative research design? Ito naman yung mga yon. Listen carefully. Una, evaluating the effectiveness of a new math tutoring program on high school students' academic performance. Ayan, kung gusto nyo yung teaching method. Ayan. Or teaching program, should I say. Pwede natin itong gawin. Pangalawa, assessing the impact of a school-wide wellness initiative on student health and attendance. Pwede rin itong gawin sa school for evaluative research. Another, a formative evaluation of a career counseling program for senior high school students. Feedback and recommendations. Ayan, maganda ito na gawin sa senior high school department. Next, summative evaluation of an after-school enrichment program, outcomes, and students' benefits. Next, assessing the impact of a new digital learning platform on senior high school students' engagement and achievement. Next, a formative evaluation of a mental health awareness campaign, student reactions, and behavioral changes. Another, pwede rin ang mga to, a summative evaluation of the impact of school uniform policies on student discipline and academic performance. Another, evaluating the implementation and outcomes of a student-led environmental sustainability initiative. Ito pa, assessing the implementation and outcomes of a new classroom seating arrangement on student collaboration and engagement. Tignan nyo, pwede natin assess yung kahit new seating arrangement, pwede yung magkaroon ng impact sa collaboration and engagement of students. So, pwede natin itong gawin din as research. Another, evaluating the effectiveness of a school-wide reading intervention program on students' literacy levels. Ito ay namamanifest naman at visible naman sa mga schools natin at this moment of time. Next, assessing the impact of hands-on laboratory experiments on high school students, understanding of advanced science concepts. Ayan. Next, evaluating the effectiveness of business simulation games on senior high school students' understanding of financial concepts. Ito yung sinasabi nating teaching method or teaching strategy. Another one, assessing the impact of a school-based entrepreneurial program on students' business skills and entrepreneurial intentions. Another, evaluating the effectiveness of culinary arts training and enhancing senior high school students' cooking skills and career readiness. Ayan. Another, assessing the impact of a home economics program on students' practical skills and knowledge in food safety and nutrition. Next, evaluating the effectiveness of hands-on training in electronics installation on students' technical skills and job readiness. Ito pa. Pwede pa yung mga to. Assessing the impact of industry partnerships on TVL-EIM students' practical experience and employability. Another, assessing the impact of new tools and equipment on students' skill development in TVL-EIM strand. Ito pa. Lastly, ito na yung dalawang huli nating sample ng evaluative research design, evaluating the impact of extracurricular involvement on senior high school students' social skills and academic achievement. And lastly, a process evaluation of the implementation of new teaching methods in senior high school English classes. Ayan mga ka-learners, yan ang mga sample research titles natin na pwede natin gamitin as for evaluative research. Ayan. Sana may natutunan tayo. Pero lagi nating tandaan, yung mga binigay kong to na title na to, focus on evaluating various programs, interventions, and policies with senior high schools to understand their effectiveness, impact, and areas of improvement. Ngayon, kung di ka naman senior high school student, kung college ka naman, pwede mo naman i-modify or gawing guide yung mga research titles na to na suited sa possible research mo. Okay? Ayan, so natapos na naman natin ang ating discussion about evaluative research design. Hoping na meron tayong natutunan mga ka-learners. So kung meron kayong comments and suggestion about sa video na ito, pwede nyong ilagay sa ating comment section. Ngayon naman kung may request kayo na topic na gusto nyong gawan natin ng tutorial, pwede nyong ilagay din sa ating comment section at gagawin ko yung best ko, gagawin ni teacher ako yung best niya para gawin yung request ninyo. Okay? Hoping to have more videos and hoping na marami pang mag-subscribe sa ating YouTube channel. Okay? Pwede nyong i-share to at para ma-promote naman ang ating channel. Thank you very much and God bless you. Bye!